Look, good to meet you, Augustine, and really thank you very much for this opportunity. I hope what I've got to say today is of interest to the readers and listeners of Cyber Express. So my name's Saad Ansari. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Xpence. We're a Dubai-based fintech working on solving problems of SMEs.
Right.
We're a regional player, so we operate beyond the borders of the United Arab Emirates. So currently, we're live in the Kingdom of Bahrain as well, and soon Saudi Arabia. I'm actually going to Egypt next week as well, so we've got things going on there. So we've got regional aspirations.
Right. Okay. So I think, can you tell me a little bit about the innovations in this space and how Xpence has been indulged in this, especially
Sure.
in fintech?
So look, I've been an entrepreneur since the day I left university. It's almost 20 years ago. You can see all the white hairs. And throughout my journey as an entrepreneur, whether it was in Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, or the UAE, the challenges I faced starting each new business and also helping friends in an advisory role in their startups, there were common problems in the beginning. How SMEs manage their money, how they manage the day-to-day finances of the company. And as you know, look, one of the most common reasons of startups failing is simply not managing the cash flow. Now, there are fantastic tools out there like Zoho and Xero and QuickBooks and brilliant stuff being done, but for slightly larger companies, right? And banks are building products for corporates. But what about the little guy, the freelancer, the person that's running a business out of their bedroom, drop shippers, gig workers, startups, where businesses need the most help when they're starting up? We just saw that there was nothing in the market available for them today. And so that's how Xpence came about. And Xpence is a financial management platform in which we've embedded banking services. One of our sort of most popular modules and the most in-demand service that we do are Xpence cards. So what this is basically, as a business owner, I can manage all my team's spending. I can issue them with Visa cards to do all the day-to-day business spending. I think one of the most innovative products we're bringing to the market are our Xpence cards. And what the Xpence cards allow business owners to do and businesses to do is to streamline all their day-to-day business spending. You can apply controls onto the cards. You don't want your employee to spend in a restaurant. You don't want them to spend online. You want to limit the amount they can spend. This kind of deep level of control that we're bringing into managing day-to-day expenses has never been seen before in our region. So definitely quite an innovative financial product in the market today.
So now we come to an area of interest that bothers a lot of the readers of the Xpence. Cybersecurity is one major foundation. So you have spoken about the Xpence cards. Can you tell me a little bit about these challenges, security challenges that are prevalent in the MENA or the Saudi region, and then how Xpence cards are better?
Sure. So I think security, there's the security and the vulnerability of our own system and how we manage to keep our system secure. But beyond that, we also need to look at how do we keep our customers' money secure? How do we keep our customers secure when they're spending online? So I'll start from the customer's perspective and work back to some of the challenges that fintechs face in our region when it comes to cybersecurity challenges. So from a customer's perspective, one of the challenges that we saw that was happening time and time again is when you want to spend online, book a ticket, get a Figma subscription, subscribe to whatever SaaS product that your companies use. What we were seeing happening is that the boss, the owner of the company, was sharing his or her credit card details with all the people in the office. So you're giving your 16-digit PAN, you're giving your CVV number, your expiry date, to all your employees. They're going online, typing these numbers in, asking for OTPs, and this one card, which is probably connected to the owner's personal account, was being used, and that creates in itself such a massive security issue. So that's where being able to instantly issue your team with expense cards to make the spending on their own. So today, if an employee says, you know what, boss, I need to get a Zoom subscription for $15, instantly issue them their own 16 digits, put the $15 and let them make that transaction. And also we've got virtual cards. So that means that our business owners can issue unlimited virtual cards. There might be a website that they don't feel super confident on using. Why use your primary cards to do it? Issue yourself a one-time virtual card. So these are steps that we've taken at the front end from the customer's perspective. Obviously, we're PCI compliant. You've got your 3D secure systems in there. So we're putting in as much security at the front end. The challenges at the back end are of a whole different ball game, and to be honest, that's not my area of expertise. My colleagues are much more learned colleagues would be able to tell you more. But what are the challenges that we face? Data. How do we protect our customers' data? And as a regulated entity, we have not only the challenges of protecting their data, but where is their data stored? How do we store their data? Where is their data processed? Because sometimes the data is sovereign data. It belongs to the government of a country. So you have your UAE ID, for example, or I believe in India there's the Adara card, and in Pakistan you have Nadra. That card and the image of that card belongs to the government of that country. Governments have very strict rules on where the image of that card can be stored, where that information can be processed. And when you have regional aspirations and you want to go cross-border, it means that you can't be processing a Saudi ID card in the United Arab Emirates or processing a United Arab Emirates card in Egypt, for example, and where the data is stored. So all of that segregation of data, where we are storing the data, proves to be quite challenging. And then selecting the right service providers to be able that have PCI compliant environments in which to do that are few and far between in our region. So it does pose a huge challenge to our DevOps and cybersecurity teams when we're simply just setting up the infrastructure in each market.
Great. Thanks, Saad. That's really well put forth. Thanks, Saad, for that. Added to that, probably a little bit more on any other cybersecurity or security initiatives that Xpence has been a part of.
So look, we're quite new, so alhamdulillah, I would like to say that we haven't had any breaches, and I hope it inshallah stays that way. But we know that there's stuff going on here. We saw just a couple of weeks, arguably one of the world's largest neobanks, Revolut, had a data breach. I think out of their ops in Lithuania. Binance, again, last week had an issue. So, we have to keep on top of what's going on. And the challenge, I guess, for the team is that how do you proactively protect rather than be reactive, right? There's no good in, oh, well, it's happened now we need to figure. Ideally, you don't want to be in that situation, and our teams are working constantly 24/7. Obviously, you'll understand as a financial institution, we can't reveal too much about what they do. But let's say, that so far our customers are protected, and we have to adhere to very strict. So there are very strict regulations, national cybersecurity regulations that we have to adhere to as a financial institution. So if we were a food delivery app, for example, now I know that they also want to protect their customers' data, but they don't have the same obligation that we do as a financial institution. So we have to follow these protocols, irrespective of whether we have one customer or we have 1 million customers.
That's an incredibly nice philosophy, Saad. Really appreciate that effort. Thank you so much. It was an amazing conversation with you.
My pleasure,
Hope you had an
Augustine.
amazing